Just so you know, I'm very much in favor of amnesty for undocumented workers, particularly those from south of the border. And I also favor a streamlined process to get them on the pathway to citizenship. Why? It's simple. Without the timely intervention of one particular undocumented immigrant, I probably wouldn't exist. My father was either drafted or enlisted in the U.S. Army near the start of World War II. I never knew which. He was assigned to the combat engineers, who were, in addition to fighting the enemy, also tasked with building roads, bridges, and other infrastructure to facilitate the rapid deployment of troops, tanks, and so forth, often under battlefield conditions. My father's unit was made up of guys from all over the country. Young men from the north, south, east, and west were lumped together, and Dad said it took a while for them even to be able to understand one another because of all the different accents and dialects they spoke. This was particularly true of the guys from the Southwest. You probably didn't know this. I certainly didn't. Many of them were undocumented. They were drafted right along with citizens. By law, any able-bodied man over the age of 18 could be drafted then. Many undocumented immigrants also chose to enlist because they were promised expedited naturalization by the War Powers Act of 1942. One of these was a guy in my dad's unit named Pancho. And that was his real name, but that's what everyone called him because of his jovial personality and his physical resemblance to the Cisco Kid's sidekick. His English wasn't too good, Dad said, but he could drive a bulldozer like nobody's business. My father's unit saw extensive action in the Aleutian Islands, where he nearly froze to death, and later in the Pacific, where he was among the first to hit the beach during the invasion of Lady Island. As they moved inland, the Americans found enemy troops commanding the high ground, with machine gun nests dug into the hillside. Quickly, he and his comrades were pinned down by the withering fire from the Japanese guns, unable to move forward without incurring heavy losses. At that point, my father figured his chances of survival were pretty slim. That's when he heard the roar of a diesel engine, and in his words, "Here come old Pancho on that bulldozer. He had the blade lifted way up high, and them machine gun bullets was bouncing off of it like BBs. He was whooping and hollering, and he rolled right over them machine gun nests, squashed every one of them flatter than a flitter. We all chopped up, got in behind that dozer, and we followed him right on up the hill." My father was wounded later that night and evacuated to Hawaii, so we'll never know what happened to Pancho. I hope he survived the war and became a citizen. He certainly earned it, and so did many, many others.